So what we're going to look at is what happens when we get to camp and we need to look to cook. The cookers that we have for bronze and silver are the Trangia cooker. This comes from Sweden and is a really well designed stove that comes with all the pots and pans you're going to use. To begin with, you need to open it up by taking off the strap. It's really important that we keep all of these parts. The cooker comes with a lid, a burner, a gripper known as a spondonicle, two pots, one is smaller than the other and fits inside. Then we have a wind protector and the base. Once everything's out of the cooker, you're also going to need to take your gas. We have a different set of gas cylinders depending on your expedition level. This one's the one we're going to use for bronze. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to collect together all the things you're not using. Separate them and place them into the small pot. That's going to sit to one side. To start off with, I need to look at attaching the burner to the base. I flip the base over and I need to look for this small hole in the side. The burner has a tube. That tube is fed down and then out of the small hole. Once it's fed out of that hole, we want to make sure that this part of the tube is heading towards that hole to give the maximum flexibility to it. Once it's there, we clip the base into the top. Next, we're going to take the gas cylinder and we're going to attach it to the burner. The burner has a nozzle that allows me to go towards the plus, which adds gas, or the minus, which takes it away. When I push that all the way around to the minus, it means that as I attach the gas, it'll be safe to put on. The gas has a thread and goes into the bottom of the burner adapter. It's just like doing the top off on a jar, you twist it round until it attaches. Make sure you twist this as firmly as you can until it won't go any further. For safety, we're then going to put the gas inside our small cylinder. That keeps everything contained and all the things we're not using go next door. The next thing we're going to look to do is fill up some water and go get our matches. Okay, so now I've collected matches or a lighter and I've filled my large pan up with water. It's really important that we don't turn the gas on and start cooking until this pan has water or food of some sort in it. You'll just burn a hole in the bottom and you'll need to replace the Trangia. To light the cooker, there's two methods. You can either drop a match from the top or light from underneath. If you are trying to light during a windy day, the most effective way to do this is a drop from the top. You add the wind burner by looking for the small lugs and placing them onto the base. That then twists in so the whole system is together. Next, I need to prepare a match or two ready to light, and then I'm going to turn the gas on. The process is to turn the gas on, strike, and then drop. That means that we won't have our fingers anywhere near the flame as it goes on. At this point, the burner is now on and you'll hear a change in the sound. You can check by waving your hand over the top, but keeping a decent distance. When we cook, we're going to always use this spondonicle, the gripper, to make sure that we don't burn ourselves adding things to the cooker. With our water, place it inside, and then we're going to put the lid on top. The lid is going to be placed so that the edges are facing upwards, not downwards. That allows us to lift this off more easily. When we're cooking, we make sure the spondonical sits on top, and this is a sign to say this is cooking and in use. It lets other people around us see that this is warm. Anything we're not using, we're going to place back into the side. To turn off the cooker or to raise the temperature, we use the nozzle to add more or take more of the gas away. When in use, try and go to the full highest setting to bring the water to the boil first, before turning it off once the water's boiling. For this example, we're not going to go fully boiling, but we'll go through how to turn it off. When we're happy and we've checked the water's boiling, we're going to take our lid away and we're going to turn off the gas. We're then going to remove our cooked items. This might be ball in the bag, it could be pasta. And then we're going to slowly start to take apart the cooker. We do this using the gripper. The gas cylinder might feel a little bit cold. That's normal. We twist it until it's fully open. And then we place it to one side. To take the cooker apart, we need to be careful because this top area is going to be really hot. Check gently, and if it doesn't feel too hot, avoid touching the center. You can pinch and remove the burner back as before. We then put this burner back away in our pot, and that's the smaller pot with the gripper. Any excess water that we have, we can throw away to the side or into a nearby bush. This pot will need to be clean and perhaps washed up every time you use it to ensure that it's going away clean. We're going to put our two pots back together, add the spondonical into the smaller pot, flip our burner, and then we're going to lift the lugs on the inside so that we can place the cooker back together. Pots go in the middle, those lugs then flap back down, and we place the lid on top. The strap needs to be fed down through the side loops around the bottom and then up the other side. This allows us to close it on top so it's nice and secure. Then store your gas and cooker separately and make sure your matches are kept dry.